I'm Veronika, the president of the Hungarian Juggling Association. So this is my honor today to welcome you all at this online event. And you see now my antique version. First of all, I would like to thank you all again for being here. And it really does mean a lot to us that you came. And also because this is a birthday party and the 20th anniversary of our organization. And the party without a guest is just would be so sad. So we really need you. Indeed, we got the legal stamp from the court on the papers of the Hungarian Juggling Association in 2002. And then we got a green light to our official existence. And before that, we started just at the end of the 90s. We started together in different parks of Budapest, and we were hobby jugglers, and we just wanted to play together. And then when we formed the association, we had the idea that we want to spread the concept of playing and to have fun. And then slowly, we discovered that there is so much out there. And what we call Circus today has many fields we just could not imagine back at that time. So throughout these 20 years, we have discovered Circus as a tool for education, a tool for social work, and for artistic expression, and actually a way of thinking and a way of creativity. It is a great and quite a long journey, and I'm sure that it's still not the end. This is why we organized 20 different events this year, because there are so many results we can show and loads of topics we can talk about. So not really in English, but from now on, every Thursday we are having a webinar until it's called outside, partly in English and partly in Hungarian. So back to the birthday party. The other must-have at such parties is a birthday cake. And as many things today, this is now a virtual birthday cake, and it's an imaginary cake as well. And each piece of this cake is another artistic piece which was created in Inspiral Circus Center. And Inspiral is actually the home of all of us, a space to dream, and to realize the dreams, and also a space to meet and share, and more importantly, to be in a community. Today, we are showing you this birthday cake. Please eat of this birthday cake. I hope you will find it delicious and you will enjoy it. In some words, the program of today is that we are starting right now, a 70 minutes travel through all these creations. During this time, if you have any question or something you would like to say and to express, please use the chat box for that. And then we will have a Q&A section and a chitty-chatty section after that, where we can go through all these questions and then just talk like flexibly. I will also post some of our links in the chat box, so you can make like a deeper research about the work of the Juggling Association if you want later on. So yeah, let's start, and let's start this journey. And I call the first show to be presented, which is a collaboration, Pyrodise, the collaboration by Firebirds and Flame Flowers. Sophie, the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. It's nice to see that so many of you came to listen to us and see our projects. The project I'm about to introduce is a very special one for our Hungarian community, and also for the international fire community, I think. It's a project that we've been developing over 5 years, but excuse me in advance if I still get emotional. Soon you will understand why. Yes, it is a collaboration with the Flame Flowers duo, and it is basically a fire show, but also not just a fire show. the seed of this creation came to life with the tragic death of one of our friends and well-known fire performer, Linda Farkas. And she was a unique artist. She was a very good context stuff player, a costume designer, a choreographer, a dancer, a painter. She used to invite us to perform in her projects, to put on her famous fire costumes and to give the best of our skills to her shows. And yes, I will also show you some pictures meanwhile. So yes, her accident brought this community further together. And some of us decided to build a performance to capture her spirit and to deal with her loss. And what we really didn't want it was to copy her shows, her creations. But the main idea was to capture her essence, to capture her kind of femininity and grace and technicality in a performance. So we created big, epic, harmonic group scenes to show the unity in the group and added some flashes of solo or duo skills to show the uniqueness of each performer. And the Flame Flowers duo added the very technical staff and poem manipulation skills and taught us a bunch of it. And as Firebirds contributed with aerial and partner acrobatics to this creation. And the setup and the costumes were also inspired by Linda, but much less colorful, everything in plain white, just with a bit of silver lining. And the crown jewel of this show is a fire costume started but never finished by Linda. Needless to say, we did finish it, although probably not as she intended. We had no plans or drawings how to finish it. So we finished it our way, and it became a big, flaming, burning, spinning beauty. And we call her the Phoenix. And what I learned from her and her life is that everybody has that spark, has that kind of thing that they are intended to do, the light that they should share and show and put out to everybody to see. And yeah, I'm going to show you the teaser of the show, but I hope one day you will see it in its full beauty. We did put our heart and soul in it, and also a bunch of cool, spectacular things. So I really hope you will enjoy this little video. And I will ask Lena to do that for me. Thank you for your attention. I will be here. I might switch off my camera because I have a little baby to tend to, but you can reach me on the messenger all times. And I hope you will enjoy the following an hour or more. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sophie, and say hello to Nati. So yeah, thanks a lot. About the next presentation, I have to say that fortunately, Inspiral is a space where there are a nice international circulation, even in quarantine times. And we are proud that some people actually choose to live in Hungary because of us. And I think the next duo is a good example for that. So I would like to give the words to Louise and Daniel, FlexonCirc.
Hello, I'm Daniel.
I'm Louise.
And as a couple, we are called FlexonCirc. We are circus performers from Germany, and currently we are living in Budapest.
In the next couple of minutes, we give you a quick impression of our new show, Unfold Untold, which we created last year in Inspiral.
In the piece, two characters are trying to communicate their needs in completely different ways.
Their emotional journey combines circus, acrobatic, and physical theater.
In the creation, we took a lot of time to build up our characters. We are using stereotypes to create a cartoon-like touch, just to break them down in the next scene and build an unexpected turning point.
The inspiration for the show finds its roots in our personal relationship and our seeking for a healthy communication to create harmony.
Yes, so now enjoy our short video and send us a message. We are open for shows,
festivals,
residencies, and all kind of creative work.
See you soon.
Once upon a foggy night, I put on my hunting shoes, told my lady not to wait. Said I go hunting for a goose. Rays of moonlight go my way, make me running with the pack. Far and wide, needless to say, no goose, 'cause I was on the track. Bigger dog, bigger bite. Smaller dog must fight. They have a problem with the right. Wake me up in the night. Something screaming in the woods. Made my blood surge to my face. And from afar I understood. I'll be gone without a trace. Slap bang, I'm wide awake. Behind my back a piercing shriek. Looming large out of a lake. My body's playing hide and seek. Bigger dog, bigger bite.
It's love alone, casting effort to leave. That boy will surely break down the sky. Say I'm giving up with my government. It's love alone, casting effort to leave. Now he's the victim of circumstance. Now they live in the south of France. It's love alone, casting effort to leave. After see business and sell across the street, you can guarantee just a busy beat. It's love alone, casting effort to live. Let the organ roll, let the church bell ring. Say good luck to us and about you the king. It's love.
Thank you, FlexonCirc. And actually they were mentioning residency, which is a great opportunity. And I just would like to add that also in Inspira, we are totally open for welcoming people in residency beside our stable crew. So if you have people around yourself in your country, you can just send to us and they will find a very friendly environment, I'm sure, here. So let's go to the next. And this trio is clearly a Hungarian trio. And some of them actually a member of the Hungarian Juggling Association back from the 90s already. So I give the floor to Creative Creator Crew, please.
Hello everyone. Hi, I'm Agi. I perform with the Creative Creator Crew, and with our team we work on fusional street theater and new circus shows. The main characteristic of our team is that the members come from various backgrounds, so we have experience in many circus and circus-related disciplines. Therefore, we strive to fuse many styles and techniques in our performances, just as to find new ways of expression. Our new show, which was premiered last year, called The Star Shepherd, is a great example for this fusion. Here we have placed classical Hungarian folklore structure within a science fiction framework. So by merging the archaic form and the world of symbols with a modern content, our goal was to present a piece of Hungarian and also universal culture in an evolving and interesting way. So the storyline is told by mixing many different circus techniques and disciplines, like juggling, aerial acrobatics, stilt acrobalance, and dancing with the use of LED props. With the combination of these many styles, our aim actually came true. We could tell an old tale with new means. So let's see some photos and short videos about this one. Thank you. And I would like to talk about one more show. It's an acrobatic stilt show and it's called Above the Earth. Here we combined our experience of acrobalance and stilt walking. Since stilt acrobatics is a quite new genre, building this show was exciting technical challenge with a lot of experimentation, and this was very exciting for us. Which means we didn't only learn new tricks, but also invent some of them, so to speak. So this show is defined by the combination of old and new techniques. It focuses on the topic of the individual development and growth within a group. With using stilt in different heights, so we get higher and higher on the stage, which breaks down the old and reestablishes new bonds between the actors. So let's see a short video about this one too. Thank you everyone for the attention. Fun.
Thank you, Aggie, for your great presentation. Excellent. So the next performance is actually a duo act. So we are going now to the word of the acts, and they arrive from the word of variety, and they are actually working in the word of variety most of the time. And they are not here in person at the moment. They are in tour in England, in London, and they don't have a good internet connection, but we have a great video we can play, and you can have an idea who they are and how great is your act. So please, Lani, show us the video.
Hi, my name is Bettina.
And I'm Christina, and
we are the BodyTrapeze. At the moment we are in London, performing with our specialty act. As you can hear, the show is running at
right
this
now.
moment. So,
we are here in Inca doing our ground-based act, which is the bathtub. We brought down the vibes of the BodyTrapeze to the ground, so this is what we do right now.
and that's why we can join you via Zoom meeting. So we made this video. I hope you will enjoy our show reel and our video. See you.
See
Bye.
you later. Bye.
Cool. Betty and Christy. Okay, great. So we go back again to the theater format and to the international environment of Inspiral, and I call Edgardo Gonzales, who is Papito.
Okay, hello everyone. Nice to have you here, and thanks to the people who make this possible. It's important for us and for the community. I'm Edgardo, mostly known as Papito, which is my stage name. What I'm doing here in Budapest. I was born in Buenos Aires, and there I started to practice circus in 1999. In 2002, I moved to Granada, Spain, and since 2015, I'm in a sentimental relation with a Hungarian girl. So I started to spend time in Budapest, and since 1.5 years, I was almost all the time here, being a member of this community. The project, what I'm gonna talk about, It's about a one-man show and is the product of a lot of years of trial and error. Because from my point of view, it's the only way to become an experienced street theater artist. Trial and error. So please, Lenny, put the video without the sound, please, if it's possible. Most of the times I start the show alone and I have to find my public. The hardest part is to get the first 4 people in the audience, but slowly I build the crowd. I have to deal with all the unexpected situations and take under control that small piece of street, because from now on is my stage. That it's not possible to do anymore. Once I create my own theater and get the total attention from the public, I can start my show. As I have to deal with everything what is happening around. And believe me, everything can happen in the street. Every show, what I'm doing is different than the previous. God, I need your help, please. God, thanks, mate. I like to use the fake magic, the physical and visual comedy, the interaction with the public, and still I can make handstand. Luckily, in 2021, I restart to perform in festivals. I have to change a lot of part of my show and modify the way I interact with the public, but still it's more than possible to perform in festivals in the street. Parents watching their children love, and children watching their parents and grandparents love in the street. And in front of them, they have a human, not a screen, not an electronic device. I feel more than ever right now that the society needs live art. And I'm happy to be here back. As I said, took me more than 10 years to feel comfortable performing alone in the street. And even though I'm always nervous before a show. After this project in 2017 and 18, I felt I need something in my professional life. So I did a Lecoq's Technique Theater School in Barcelona, which changed my mind and gave me a lot of tools to develop a new creative method and way of express myself. Since then, I'm also working as creative assistant. That is something what I developed in Ispiral for other companies. I was working here in Budapest and in Spain. In Ispiral, I worked with the time travelers for a weekend, and together with FlexonCirc, we were part of a project organized in between Ispiral and veterans in Has, and the experience was more than interesting. Nowadays, and to finish, I'm working in a new project to create a new show, which is at the starting point right now. The name is The Last Clown on Earth, and will be a parody of this kind of post-apocalyptic histories and series what are so fancy nowadays. So I hope in the next meeting I can talk much more about this new project. I'm open to residencies, meetings, go to festivals and everything. I'm more than happy to be here. This community is amazing. So I invite to all the people abroad to come here to Budapest and spend time with us. Köszönjük szépen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Papito, and thank you, inviting everybody. You are really welcome. And yes, we are happy if you are coming to see us. The next artist is a curious lady with her amazing creation. Please, Anna, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm a bit nervous because I usually hate to talk in front of other people, so sorry for my lags and mistakes. I'm I'm Anna Weszelovszky, as you probably can read it on my frame. I will talk about my latest and probably most precious project of mine. It's called Hidden Layers, which is a short 3-4 minute long act based on a costume I created recently. Probably many of you know that I'm a fire performer originally, so and the juggler. So it means that I usually work with objects on stage, hiding behind objects and technique. You know this thing, I guess. But besides that, I'm also a costume designer. I've been doing dresses more than 10 years now. And technically, this act is a kind of love child of my two favorite worlds, circus and costume design. My idea was to somehow fuse these two into one and create a costume which leaves its traditionally quite passive role behind and becomes more like a proper tool in the hands of the performer or the artist on stage. It's called Hidden Layers because for one obvious reason, which you will see in the video, it has many, many layers. And also it's constantly changing its shape, so it's a shapeshifter costume as well. By the other hand, on a metaphysical level, for me, it represents a journey of exploration. Imagine that you just met with a person and you know nothing about him or her, and you just sit down, watch him or her, you are patient, and after some time, this person opens up, blooms like a flower, so you can really observe his or her many, many faces and those hidden layers, which really takes sometimes a lot of time to see. And it's also kind of a therapy session for me to understand myself as an introvert on stage, which is a contradiction. So basically, this is my project. And let's cut to the chase and please show me the video. Yay, thanks for watching. Which I wanted to add as well, the others. I really want to continue this kind of costume making, but which means I want to make more of these costumes, which means I need more bodies to put these costumes on. So I'm really open for collaboration, and my dream is to create a really big show of these kind of costumes. So thanks for watching and see you in the Q&A section with many questions.
Thank you, Anna. And actually, your film made me remember that I just tell you about a series of film we made last year with the leading of Sophie. And this is like a film of 5 pieces, each of them around like 15-20 minutes. And there is one piece about Anna, another about Papito, and also 1000 Faces is featuring in that, and also Inspiral as a space of a community. So I'm actually asking if, Ben, you have time to post some of the links of these films in the chat, then our guest can have later a nice evening with those films. So this was just a great announcement. And we continue our travel, and actually we turn the space by 90 degrees, something like this, to enter the world of Flop Project Vertical Dance Company. Ági, the word is yours.
Hi, hello, I'm Agnes, and I'm a vertical dancer and the artistic director of the Flop Project. So we perform in 15-30 meter high in the air. We rush above the head of the audience. And first of all, I would like to show you a short video about our latest performance. And then I tell a little bit about ourselves. And while I'm telling a couple of things, I will show some photographs also. So it's a video first. Thanks. So we would like to share some photographs with you. And okay, so that's from Transylvania, but now I won't continue what I told before. I just show you the pictures. So we performed in several places in Slovenia, Czech Republic, and we perform here on different buildings, as you see. So they can be castles or hostels. They can be opening ceremonies. We also performed on the site-specific performance of the Prague Quadriennale in 2019. And as you see, in the vertical dance, we are turning the world upside down. So it has an illusion like if the stage turned in 90 degrees. All of our performances are multicultural events. So as I told, there are texts based on poems. And the essence of the project is that the rehearsal always takes place in open air venues. So a lot of people can constantly see from the first rehearsing day. Here you see also one of our very visual performances with visual artists, with our visual artist group. And what is really important for us, so this is the performance from Prague. I hope that now you see it, for example. And what is really important for us that we connect art with a social action in a way. So it's important that the public space for us is definitely the essential part of the performance. We think that it ensures that the cities are not just buildings and the people who are there, not just the residences, but they need to be communities of the city. Here you see our audience, for example. It's really nice when they lay on the floor because it's easier to see us in stuff like that. And we look for partnerships and presenting scenes as well. We are also organizing festivals, so we are open for new connections. And as we connect different types of art in our performances, I will show a last photograph, which you can also read a little bit of the poem. So this is our latest one, and it's reflecting on the economic question also. As you see, it's really important for us to have this eco-flight concept also. So feel free to read it, and thank you.
Thank you, Aggie. I've read it already fast.
Okay.
Great. Cool. Yeah, and watching the photos, I actually realized that probably you can see lots of familiar faces on the different photos, same faces of the companies. So maybe by the time you have arrived, that there is like really a big mixing in between the residents and the artist of the space, which I think is actually one of the main mission of such a space like Inspiral. The next performance is also a great example for the collaboration, which is happening loads of time in Inspiral, that people and artists are meeting there and coming up with a new idea, mixing up in the companies and in the different groups. So I call for Beautiful Ladies company, which is 1000 Faces.
Hello. We are two members from the collective 1000 Faces. We are all aerialists and work also as teachers too. Georgina Castles is a rope teacher and Pilates instructor. Marta Matoveye is a trapeze teacher. Rika Zetalaki is a circus teacher. And me, Dorothea Podmanitsky, I'm a contemporary dance and aerial teacher. Our common prop is the so-called aerial tipi, which we designed ourselves. We got a costume made and we use it all together.
With our ensemble tipi act, which is an extract from our full show, we won the Media Award and the second prize at CirQular last year in October. The title of our show is called Ezerátszó Szépasszony, which we premiered in July last year at Artus Theatre here in Budapest. Our next steps of our full show will be performing at Hopla Festival in Brussels and Circus Collective in Split. Enjoy our video, which includes an interview with Lublin Radio last year in Poland at CirQular.
So you met one day in Budapest, yeah?
Yes.
How did it happen?
We all train in the same training space, which is called Inspiral. So we're all aerialists there, we all practice, and it was last summer that we decided to come together after the lockdown and to set up an aerial club. This was just like fun and games for us, just to practice and help each other. So we decided to turn this connection that we made within the aerial club into something more serious and an aerial collective.
We applied for funding this creation and we got it.
Mm-hmm.
So we started to work hard in January until the beginning of July. Mm-hmm. When we premiered our show.
We really have like a collective vision. We spent a lot of time talking about like the mood and the different elements that we want to combine within our work, within the show, like the emotions that the audience experience. So we really know that.
And it was also like a long process to find this common base for us. And we found the topic which we used as a name for our show, which is like a legend, a fairy and a witch together. And we are coming from different countries also, so we found this base because it exists in every culture basically and every woman, and we started to feel we should work with with this, like this paradox which we have in all of us.
Yeah, and I think you can see this also, no, in the way of creation. Like the four of us are coming from different countries with different styles, different way of understanding the art. So that's very interesting how we put this together.
What's necessary to build the group like yours?
To have a language, a common language, because on our prop I think we have, but to make it more complex, so we can use that to make another show also. So like developing this language more and more.
Thanks, I like watching when you focus. You are one, but one of four, yeah? It's nice, it's great. Thank you very much. Can you tell me your names once again?
Réka Zetelaki.
Marta Matovice.
Georgina Castles.
Dorottya Podmanicki.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for including us.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls, and thank you, be so fastly improvising, so Lenny. Thanks a lot. And now, magician is coming up, so watch your watches. He's a member from a collective also. So please welcome Balázs from the Time Traveler Circus Theater.
Hello, everyone. My name is Balázs. I'm a magician. And, oh, there's a magic wand. Wow. Yeah, I'm the member of the Time Traveler Circus Theater company. The company is quite new compared to the other companies that you've seen so far, but we have a literally historical background because what we do is telling historical stories. And I think the best is to watch the video first. So please, Lenny, start the video.
Ladies
and gentlemen,
we are the Time Travelers.
allow us
To introduce
ourselves.
With our show, we travel back in time to bring the lives of former circus artists to the stage.
In the show, all the scenes take place in different historical periods, so we talk a bit about Hungarian history as well. The show is educational and also entertaining.
As contemporary circus artists, we believe we should commemorate the former acrobats. When we perform, we feel their spirit being on stage with us.
Our show has a version for theaters. We perform it in the Betlentyr Theater. We mostly perform in Hungarian, but the English version was also well received.
We have a street show as well, which is quite unique because it's an interactive walking show. All the stops represent different historical times and introduce one specific artist of their era. We have been working together since 2019, 7 circus artists and our very own composer. We usually rehearse at Inspira Circus Center, Abracadabra Mozgásműhely, and in the Flow Room.
If you are interested in our work, you can follow us on social media.
Yeah, thank you for the video. So as you could hear, our very first show was in the early of 2020, and then came the lockdown. But fortunately, we got some funding from the Hungarian government, so we could survive. And the main concept of the show, and it's not only one show, but everything that we do in this company, is to tell true stories about circus performers. These are infotainment shows. These are family-friendly shows, more like entertainment than education, but you can learn a lot about Hungarian history if you watch the show. That's why we do it in English as well. In the theater version, now we have like 5 stories. For example, Baron Ötvös, who was the founder of the famous Ötvös Circus, or the story of Rodolfo, who was a very famous magician in Hungary, and other 3 stories. So the stories are from the 1860s until the 1950s, where the Hungarian Revolution happened. And in this show, there are aerialist, acrobat, a juggling act, and a magic act. And the walking show is much more flexible. There's stations, and every station you see a story, and we have a tour guide on stilts, and he guides the audience between the stations. So it's more flexible in the time length and the space that we can have. So it can be an outdoor show as well, as you could see in the video. And now it's all about Hungarian history, but we are very open to any kind of story. If you have an interesting story about a circus performer, send it to us. You can send it to Instagram or Facebook. I just made myself disappear. Okay, back. So, and we are open to other kind of collaborations as well. I think that's all I wanted to say. So thank you for your attention. And if you have a question, ask later in the Q&A section.
That's a grand finale. Thank you, Balázs. Yeah, and thanks for reminding all of us that just after the presentation there is going to be a Q&A section. So we are going to have 3 more presentation, and then we can go to a flexible talk with everybody here in the Zoom meeting today. So let's go on. The next artist, coming from the world of theater and discovered circus many years ago in Inspiral. And now you can actually experience where he arrived during all these years. Mátyás Marofka, Leather Art Company.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mátyás Marofka. I am the artistic director of Leather Art Company, and also the director and one of the performers of the show I'm going to talk about today. So, Leather Art Company is an emerging cultural association based in Budapest, Hungary. We founded it in 2016. And the company has 2 legs, 2 ways of projects we are working on. One is creating productions, and the other one is education, workshops, and research in performance training. So the show I want to present today is called Awakening. This is the crew, and that's a non-verbal multidisciplinary performance based on visual theater, aerial tools, mime and clowning. So this is a story of the two facets of humankind portrayed by two clown figures that are coming from the classical duality of the August clown, which is played by Balázs and the white face that I'm playing. So we try to create this work as universal as possible, beyond age and nationality and language. So trying to talk about awareness in a broader sense, how to understand and get to know the world and ourselves better. So it is really important that we are theatre people and not coming from the circus world. And in my point of view, this is a different approach in creating the show from being a circus professional. So we are not professional acrobats, but we are actors who practice circus, and we use these circus tools to convey stories. The way we act is not symbolic, but more realistic, and the story itself, what we are portraying, is symbolic. In terms of the form, the show is leaning on three elements. One is of the physical expression we use, and the other thing is music. We really use and work with the music and not on the music. When we can afford, we invite a band also to the shows. Yes, I showed you the band also. Here is the band, our nice band. And the third leg of the form is visuality that we really lean on. So physical expression, music, and visuality. In terms of the style, there is a three-folded balance. I'm really keen on all of my shows I create, and one is humor, and the other thing is beauty. So the thing is humor, beauty, and drama, and I'm trying to be aware of keeping these three elements well balanced in my show. Awakening has special importance to us. Sorry, somehow my presentation doesn't go forward. Yeah, it works. So Awakening has a special importance to us because this is our first show. So we have been working on it for 6 years now, and we developed our artistic expression, the way how we work, and also taste, which is really important to us. We also have some achievements. We played in different festivals in 6 countries so far, in Hungary, Romania, Slovakia, and also Norway, Turkey, and the UK. So there is a growing interest in our show, which is really great. And because of these, we can work on new shows that we are recently working on. So yes, and also another important thing is that while working on this show, Leather Art Company was built. So international networks, professional networks, friendships, and also love relationships came out from the tours. Our aims are widening our international network, and we are open for festivals, artistic residencies, and international cooperations also. So feel free to contact us at leatherartcompany@gmail.com. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mátyás, for your presentation. And I saw in the chat that Sophie could post it, so I just remind you that you can find a link to the playlist of the series called Artist in Me. It's a 5-piece long series we made of the work. Okay, so I realized why I'm getting muted all the time. Anyhow, I was just saying that you can find a link in the chat. Sophie was posting it. It's a link to see the full series of the video called Artist in Me. And now we go on. And the next is also a great union, which happened in Inspiral, 5 artists from 3 countries. And their life just twisted in Inspiral and resulted a quite cool indoor show. So I call Márton from Restlesslegs by Free Fusion.
Thank you, Veronika. And thank you all for being here. I'm Márton, one of the performers. And to start, I would like you, if you are comfortable with it, to close your eyes for a second, because I'd like to introduce you a starting impression of this show. So imagine this is a scene, late night, already in bed, complete darkness. Legs moving. I just want to sleep. It feels endless. I rub the feet together. Heavy blanket, hopefully push my legs down. Maybe I squeeze them between the wall and the bed, tie them together with the sheet, hang them off from the side. No, it's not working. I must get up. Maybe a sip of water, a few steps, a bit more work, perhaps. That's the problem. It was not enough. I do a couple of squats. I should write a to-do list for tomorrow. Wash the face, breathing exercises, chamomile or lemongrass. Both. Not enough. Need a spliff. No air. Definitely, it's more than physical. The day was too short. Could have done more or better. Both again. No worries. There is tomorrow. Almost there. Tomorrow we fix everything. We do everything. Why go to sleep now? Do something meaningful instead. So basically, this is a starting impression. And now can I ask you, Lenny, to show us the video to connect motion picture to this impression. Thank you. So I continue a bit more of talking, and then if I have still time, I show you a few nice photographs about this show. So basically, through the physical symptoms of so-called restless legs sleeping disorder, we try to reach towards a commonly known feeling, which is go, more, more, more. Our aim is to transform this uncontrolled energy into creation, to make use of this internal tension, this pulsating need of being useful. We introduce different characters on stage, representing different methods of the of coping with the same phenomenon of being restless. Basically, two tools we use, our bodies and a 50 meters long rope. Regarding the disciplines, we experiment with partner acrobatics, hand-to-hand, slack rope, area rope, cloud swing, and a bit of tumbling. We also use speech a lot on top of movement in English from the start. The setup is very simple. The rope is pulled through 2 pulleys above the stage. Once it acts as an area rope, next as a slack rope, then as a weighing machine, another time as a cloud swing, and so on. As it changes its roles, it really gains some personality, which is completely the opposite of the characters. It's calm, it's passive, free. The company behind the show is Freak Fusion. But this team is a quite freshly joined team. Some of us are acrobats, some of us are computer experts and dancers. The only thing in common is that we are all restless, and we all found our way to cope with restlessness through circus and creation. We work together as a collective, so there are no leaders or directors. We constantly reinvent ourselves, and this is how we brought this piece to life, along with many other ideas. The show itself was created throughout constant interaction with the audience, joining with another circus group. We presented multiple work-in-progress showings where people could take a peek into our rehearsals, half-ready acts, and could give us feedbacks. This was called the Pre-Circus project. The show was premiered in Budapest in 2020, and then in 2021, we created a digital interactive version of it to be able to stream it in a quite innovative way. We recorded the acts from the different perspectives of the performers, and at the end of each act, the viewer could choose another point of view to continue with. It was more like a video game with the opportunity to see parts of the shows which could never be seen in live and to immerse into the characters deeper than ever. And just to make it easier to connect, I show you a few nice photographs with just these short notes. So yeah, the concept is about this sleeping disorder called Restlesslegs. It's about do more, this tension and this excitement of trying to be useful. We use personal stories, diverse characters. We experiment with partner acrobatics and aerials and slack rope. Actually, from these 5 performers, all of us are here, as I saw now in this Zoom meeting. This is us from this nice point of view. Yeah, these were the pre-circus events. And yeah, that's it. I wanted to share with you. I also wanted to tell you something else, but maybe in the Q&A section we can talk about it a bit longer. So thank you for your attention and time.
Thank you, Márton. And yeah, in case actually there will be no questions emerging, you can share any more information of you, but we do hope that our guests are so curious to know more of you. So we arrived to the last presentation, which is a creation with a real digital format and greatly adaptable also for the challenges of the quarantine life and to these new normals we are living in recently. So I call Freak Fusion and Flying Bodies collaboration, CirQular.
Thank you, Veronika. My name's Lenny. I'm actually, my background is in computer science, and what I'm presenting today is less of a show, but more of a concept that we've applied in a couple of different ways. And I think one of my passions that has emerged over the last couple of years is of putting technological ideas and circus together in some way, and this is a really nice example of it, I think. We kind of came up with the idea at the beginning of 2021, during the midst of lockdowns and having seen a whole bunch of online shows already, and like a bit of online show fatigue creeping in already. And we wanted to do something that's, well, not theater, but something that people can go and see. So the idea that we came up with is creating short site-specific performances that we film with 360 cameras. And then rather than posting the videos online, we put QR codes in a space where we recorded it and let people go there and watch it, getting like an augmented reality feeling of being there with the performers, but also still letting you pause or rewind or rewatch at your own leisure. The first way we put this idea into action was in collaboration with Trafo House of Contemporary Arts. They gracefully funded us for this project, and we put it together as a walking tour. So the idea was kind of and the connecting concept was to showcase what we as performers see when we go through the city. Like, could we climb on that? Or that would be a really cool stage behind this old storefront, or maybe somebody could jump off that building. From location to location, we collect or infect more and more people, gradually building a small crowd that sweeps across the city. So yeah, we put that into action. We rigged a bunch of bridges, we climbed on columns and occupied a bunch of public spaces for an afternoon. Got roughly 20 people together, recorded 1 to 3 mini videos in 11 different locations across Budapest, edited the videos, printed out QR codes and put them in the locations, and handed out maps for people to find them. The feeling was really one of giving ourselves and others the opportunity to go and enjoy the city again. We put our ideas into and onto the city for everyone to come see in their own time, alone or with others. I felt it was a really exciting few days, an exciting project. So at the end of it, we decided that we should make some more. We made a whole bunch more videos in a couple more projects. These are actually QR codes that you could scan to get the experience on your phone. I'll also try to pass on some more videos if you are interested in them at the end. But I'll also try to show you an example of one that we recorded as part of our second project of this, which was in collaboration with Artus Theatre and the Flying Bodies Festival. We took a slightly different approach here in that we didn't get performers together to do this ourselves, but we collaborated with the people who are already invited for the festival, the organizers and the teachers. This is Aaron Mate, one of the parkour instructors of the event, doing a short site-specific edited performance for us. In addition, we're really trying to put together this digital with the real. So not only are in the space where it was recorded, but also we hid a whole bunch of little clues to solve a riddle, like a virtual treasure hunt. As you can see, he's drawing arrows on the board. And actually there was a hidden clue towards the final riddle within the little gap in the wall there. So that's really the idea. We really want to connect the digital and the real more and more. And we already have a couple more versions of CirQular coming up. One now for the Budapest Spring Festival, where again we try to collaborate with the invited performers to bring them together in unexpected constellations and locations. And we're writing on a concept for Imaginarius, where we also do, where we'd also love to do one of the acts live. So A bunch of them will be recorded, but you end up triggering one live performance within the version. As I said, it's kind of a concept. We love applying it to different places, locations, festivals, and ideas. And if you're interested in it, I'd love to talk to you about it a little bit more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lenny, for your presentation. And actually, I missed again to take a photo of the QR codes. And I just downloaded yesterday from Play the QR code reader, so I could do it today, but I missed it again. Anyhow. So this was our last presentation from the frontal part. I hope we still have guests who are not sleeping, but enjoying and wants to stay with us. Before starting the flexible part, I remind you that we have a website and we have also social platforms of Inspiral Circus Space. So if you want to research more on us or on the companies, then you can definitely do that. And also the most important is that the doors are open, so we are happy whenever for a digital or a personal meeting.